Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Xavier, the Traffic Link. In this episode of the Problem Profit and the Link podcast, we are speaking with none other than Miss Nickie Robbs of Nickie Robbs Homes and Theory Real Estate. Nickie brings a unique perspective of what it's like to go from having two previous careers to now making another career choice and a career path for herself by taking up real estate. She said she got her focus in real estate from those that are in her local neighborhood and how she's there to help serve them and provide them with the expertise they need in order for them to move forward in their real estate journeys. What I found to be really unique about this conversation is that Nickie was able to use her previous experience in the coaching and nutrition and health industries and transition that into utilized skills in real estate. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's listen to how Nickie tells us how to navigate as somebody that's restarting all over again in the real estate business. All right, Nickie.
Hey. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
All right, well, so thank you very much for taking the time to discuss. If you don't know, I'm gonna tell you now because she probably doesn't know because I'm just now telling her about exactly what it is. But she got one of those personalities that where you kind of like, oh, she's cool off the just like from the start. You don't have to do no background, nothing like that. She's like got good energy, just comes real forward. Like, hey, how you doing? The smile.
Yeah, always a smile. Yep. You
see the smile, and so she was just like, hey, let's get together, let's talk. So I said, you know what?
Let's do it.
Let's record. So even better, right? So we're gonna talk and record. We're gonna do both at the same time.
Yeah.
So so go ahead. You're Nickie.
Sure.
You're Nickie
I'm Nickie.
Robbs.
I am Nickie Robbs. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah. As I'm sitting there looking at your business card, right? And I look at the theory.
Yeah.
Right. So the theory and the E and the O from the theory.
Yeah.
Right. Look like robber masks. Did you ever notice that?
No, I didn't.
So but it's yeah. See,
not that one though. It's
the
other logo.
It's the with the beaker on it. Yeah. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, theory. Now your last name is Robbs.
Yes.
Right. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting name to put on real estate. And I was like, and the beaker kind of looks like the eye mask. Have you ever played into that?
I've never played into that, but my legit business name is Nickie Robbs Homes.
Yeah.
And my husband was like, I don't know if you want to go with that.
Yeah. So tell me about how did you get started in the real estate process, and like what led you to the real estate process, like or the real estate, being a real estate agent?
Sure. This is my third career as an adult.
Okay.
And what happened is I was homeschooling my kids, and I realized I'm running out of years to homeschool them.
Okay.
And I've spent so much time investing in curriculum in our homeschool community, and I teach in our homeschool community, and it's almost over. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go back to the previous things that I've done. I've either burned out or lost interest, or the compensation wasn't great for the amount of effort that it took.
Right.
Like, I've got to do something that serves people.
Right.
Because everything I do is always about how can I serve people really well.
I know what you mean.
But then I want to get paid.
Right.
So how do you serve people and get paid?
Oh, I know that all too well.
It's so tough. And my brother is a real estate agent in Spokane, and he said, you should really look at this.
Right.
It's just a class. The class part is not that hard. And then you're an entrepreneur and you get out of it what you put into it. I'm like, well, I've done that before. I think I can do that again. Mm-hmm. And after a couple of deals, I'm like, I am so hooked. This is my favorite thing now.
How long did it take you to get your first couple of deals?
Well, because I was still homeschooling, I was just laying the groundwork for a year.
Okay.
Just doing marketing and spreading the word and just knowing if I want to have a career in 5 years, I have to plant a lot of seeds now.
Ooh, so can you talk about that a little bit? Because I think that's a universal principle. A lot of people don't think about the groundwork that needs to be laid. There's especially in a well, I don't know what kind of the model of business real estate is, but I know it takes a lot of people a lot of lifestyle, a lot of presence in order for people to see you, to like, know, and trust you.
Oh, absolutely. Right? Plus, since I've already done other things, how are they going to believe me that this is what I really want to do and that I know what I'm talking about unless I lay groundwork?
Yes.
I have to start being in the market, in the data, learning to analyze the data all the time. They don't teach you how to do that. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Going to lots of open houses and taking extra classes and learning from people and being mentored over and over and over again. And then a ton of marketing. Tell people, this is what I do now.
Yeah.
This is what I do now.
Yeah.
This is what I do now.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I think I might make my next reel. This is what I do now. This is what I do. And just use different tonalities in my voice. Yeah. Right? Because it's so important to let people know. They say, well, the experts say that the best way to build a business is off a personal brand, right? And definitely. And so that way, if you ever pivot industries, you're just turning your audience's attention towards a different industry and a way that you can serve them in a different way, right? And it sounds like you had an awareness of that.
Yeah.
But was it a conscious awareness, or was it something that you kind of just stumbled upon?
Although it was very conscious, having had failures, you know? So I know what I didn't do in my previous industries. I know what I haven't done in life. I'm old enough to have plenty of scars of knowing what I didn't do.
Right.
And my father-in-law is a business coach. So
oh, well, there you go.
I mean, had a little extra.
Yeah.
I should have hired him in my previous industries, and then I wouldn't have so many scars and failures.
Right.
But, you get wise when you get old.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And we got to leverage that wisdom for our good, right?
Yeah.
And, so I understand you on that. So then tell me about what happened after the first couple of deals. Then you started to realize this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you already had the idea, like, I need to be marketing first, right?
Yep.
And and so then you started to then what started to happen? And then I want to come to a point of talking about the difference between marketing and sales.
So true.
Yeah. So what happened? You started realizing, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Did you intensify the effort, and how did you go about?
It's not that I intensified the effort. I was consistent.
Okay.
With talking to people over and over again and doing the same things that I had done that first year, continuing to do them in the second year and the third year, and being able to say, this is what I do now. This is what I do now. Maybe you're just meeting me for the first time, or maybe you're re-meeting me after 5 or 7 years. And maybe we were in MOPS together 20 years ago, but my name just hit your head and you thought, I wonder what Nickie's doing now. Well, guess what I'm doing now?
Right.
And this is what I do now.
Yeah.
And I have so much fun serving people.
Right.
I have driven to Oak Harbor for my online friend's sister.
Oh, nice.
Right? Because my online friend, we've known each other for more than 15 years. She's, my sister needs a place and she needs help. I'm like, okay, let's go. Well, I built that relationship with her sister for a year before we were actually ready to go. Well, isn't investing in people what we're all about anyway?
Right.
And I don't care if I get paid.
Right.
I want to help you make your situation better. I want to get you into the right house that suits you.
Right.
And your kids.
Right.
That's all.
And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
So in that you're just building a really solid brand.
Yeah.
Right? Or I should say you're probably maintaining the brand that you already had built.
Now I'm maintaining. Yeah.
Right.
It's time for a few tweaks
Right.
of things like, I know what I'm about now. I have a few years under my belt and being able to say I can stand confidently on this is my messaging and this is my brand. Like, I'm getting a new logo pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to change up my colors, and I know that's not great, but it's time.
Well, I see you got the theory yellow kind of.
Well, I thought,
yeah. So
actually, the yellow is going to carry over into the next set.
Into the next thing, okay. So then tell me, then what happened as you started to make that first, you started to make more sales, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the difference between marketing and sales. There's definitely a clear distinction between marketing and sales.
Yeah.
And some people think that marketing and sales are the same, but they're not.
No.
Because like you said, marketing is telling people, hey, I'm here, this is what I do. Hey, I'm here, this is what I do. But then there's a distinction point that says, now, give me money, or here, let me show you what I can give you of value so I can get money from you.
And that's what I think is professional boundaries of being able to tell a buyer, hey, I want to get you into the house that's right for you.
Right.
But what kind of timeline are we working on? Because I can't invest all my time into you and your house search because I have other clients.
Right, yeah.
And I don't want them to think or feel like, oh, I'm bothering her.
Right.
But let's establish some professional boundaries. So be able to say, well, I am in a hurry. I need something in 60 days.
Gotcha.
I need something in 90 days.
Right.
We're like, I have until April. My lease is up in April. I'm like,
Right.
great. You just told me your expectations. Now I can tell you how I can serve those expectations. Be able to say, yeah, let's hit it hard. Let's get you pre-approved today. What if your dream home comes on the market on Thursday?
On Thursday.
Let's go.
Right.
I've had people have keys in 28 days before, and it's so exhilarating.
Yeah.
But if it takes 9
Moving.
months because the right home isn't coming up,
Yeah.
that's okay.
That's okay.
And we're going to work with that. Same for sellers. Do you want to be out in June or do you want to be out in May? Do you want to be out next October?
Right.
So let's all set clear parameters and have really good communication, because I don't get paid until we get closed.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I want to serve you, but within reason, and making sure I'm serving your expectations really, really well.
Right.
And if I can't do that, let's talk about it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. So then, what I hear, what I'm extracting from that moment is that you have a really defined process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always say that people pay for, right? It's the
Yeah.
P's, right?
I love that.
People pay for position and process, right? They want to know what's your position on this thing,
Yeah.
and what's your process to help get there,
Right. And
Sounds
if your
like-
position is always, I want to serve you and make it better.
Exactly.
I want to make it easier for you. Of course, you're going to pay for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because in your industry, that's the added value that most people want, right? They
Yeah.
need to know that you have their best interest in hand.
Yeah, every
and,
time.
And that's establishing a really clear position of, this is how I want to get this
Yep.
done.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then, what are some of your processes to
Mm-hmm.
get people to a point where they understand your position? Now that you've
Yes.
gotten mature, like,
Mm-hmm.
and you've understood what makes you,
Mm-hmm.
like, you probably understand what people like about you in business.
Yeah.
And what are those things that make people go, oh, I want to work with Nickie.
Right.
Right?
I mean,
Like-
sometimes I'm baffled though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you're working with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an educator
Right.
first. So I teach first-time home buyer classes. And even if you haven't bought a home in 20 years and you're still in your home that you bought way back when, there's still some education that needs to happen. And so that's what I bring to the table, is that I'm going to teach you, hey, whether you bought 3 years ago or 7 years ago, the market has changed, and I want to bring you up to date to know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're seeing multiple offer situations again.
Right.
Oh,
Like
it's going to
today?
be like that. Yeah, today.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, so 13 offers on a house.
Wow.
That's in the 850s up in Kirkland.
Wow. I mean, that is kind of cheap.
Right, but you know what's going to happen to all the losers?
Right.
They're going to come down here.
They're all going to come down this
And,
way.
yeah, and they're going to be like, 850, what can I get for 850 in Tacoma?
Well, yeah, there's
Like,
a lot of
okay,
options.
well, let's go do it. And you might
Right.
be 2 offers.
Right.
But the lower the interest rates go, the more that's going to pick up.
Yes.
And in every price point.
Yeah.
So whether you're downsizing or you're upsizing or it's a parallel move for you,
Right.
it doesn't matter. I want to tell you what is the market doing right now, so that you have the most information that helps you decide.
Right.
Because maybe it's not time for you.
Right.
Maybe you hear all this and you're like, I am staying put.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talked about education, right? Could you possibly work with somebody that has never been educated on anything that you stand for? Is that a possibility?
Of course.
Yeah.
I have young adults in my home.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
I want them to move out.
Okay.
I want them to have a home. I want them to have a condo. I want them to have an apartment. And so I'm constantly educating them. But with them, probably because it's mom, it's a lot more drip education.
Right.
It's just hey, you need to get your income level up because you don't have 3 times the rent of
Right.
anything.
Of anything, right?
So that's not going to happen. You've
Yeah.
got a great savings account. Let's not touch it. Good
Right.
job. That's going to be a great down payment someday.
Right.
So a lot of drip education for them because it's super familiar.
Yeah.
But yeah, why not? Be 18, come take my first time home buyer class. It's good for 2 years. You're qualified for down payment assistance. And whether
Okay.
we find your next home when you're 19 or when you're 20,
Right.
you're prepared.
You're ready.
And then we've also built that relationship over a few months or years and been able to say, hey, what do you think? What does this look like for me? What does this look like for me?
Right.
Yeah.
So and then now you bring a couple other things into focus. So I'm going to ask I call this the dagger question when it comes down to
Okay.
real estate agents. The dagger question for me in real estate is, are you a buyer's agent or a seller's agent?
I'm a people agent.
You're a people agent?
I'm a people agent.
Okay. So then do you feel like you have the right tools in the right place for both sets of folks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Because it's about people.
Gotcha.
It's not hard to understand both sides of the transaction when you're just serving that client really, really well.
Gotcha.
That's not to say I don't have a favorite.
Right.
Of course I have a favorite.
Yeah.
Like serving
do you wanna
sellers is just easier.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say. Are you gonna give away your favorite, or are you, all right? Okay.
No, I'll tell you.
All right.
And serving sellers is easier for me because the timeline is really exact.
Right.
We know when we're going to list and we know when it's going to be closed.
Right.
That's only 30, 45, 60 days.
Right.
But for buyers, it's so much longer. It's going to see homes, it's going to see homes, it's going to see homes until you find the right one. I showed 30 homes in Bremerton for a client because we weren't finding the view. It's all about the view. And gosh darn it, I'm going to keep on going until we get that view.
That view.
But that timeline is very stretched out.
Gotcha.
And we are both perusing all the pictures on all the websites trying to figure out, is that a real view or did they Photoshop that?
Gotcha.
Are we looking through the trees? What if the trees were bare? What does it look like during the winter? And we're trying to imagine it together.
Oh, that's a different level of service.
It's a different level of service, but it took a really long time to find that view, that house.
Right.
We're serving the sellers like, are you ready? Do you want to list tomorrow? You want to list next week? Okay. Guess what? In 30 to 45 days, you're going to be done.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. So then I can see that. I
Yeah.
can see what's going on there. So then let's talk about your current marketing efforts.
Yes.
What does that look like for you?
Man, people are always changing.
Right.
So that means marketing has to always be changing.
Always.
I'm really focused on serving my little neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Because I know we have a lot of original owners in this neighborhood. And that's a 1982, 1979, or even early 90s builds.
Gotcha.
And these are original owners.
Right.
And I know how my parents and my in-laws are feeling in their houses. And for some of them, they're going to die there.
Gotcha.
That's great.
Yeah.
No problem. They're going to live there until they can't. But some of them are feeling, I can't live here anymore.
Right.
Especially people with a tri-level.
Right. That's hard to navigate.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much more than one injury to realize this house is not working
It's not
anymore.
gonna work anymore.
Yeah. Or people in my stage of life, maybe my in-laws need to come home and live with me. Is the house going to work? No, it's not.
Yeah.
So I'm just focused right here. I'm trying to reach these neighbors with, handwritten letters whenever you can.
Right.
I like to have postcards and just write, I love your new flowers that you put on your porch.
Gotcha.
And mail them out. Because I notice, because I run this neighborhood, I walk this neighborhood.
Yeah.
I know you, I know your dog.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the wider thing is, of course, social media.
Right.
Have to do it. And then I stopped sending out an email newsletter this year.
Why is that?
Because no one reads them.
Nobody reads them?
Well, I get about 50% opens.
Right.
And that's great. But there's also no feedback to say, oh, thanks for that recipe. Oh, thanks for that tip that the fair had this one thing going on. Thanks for telling me that the market is shifting. No feedback at all. So they might open them, but I can't tell that they read them. So am I serving them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know.
So I've switched, and now I've got a podcast, because then at least I know this one got 7 listens.
Right.
This one got 1 listen.
Right.
And whether I'm sharing, this was a great book, or this is a local hole in the wall that I think is really cool. This is your market update for this little section of Puyallup.
Right.
And now I also have clients come on and tell their stories.
Gotcha.
And then there is feedback.
Right.
There's either number of plays, number of subscribers, or even people saying, yeah, I want to be on the podcast. Okay. Well, that means they heard it.
Right. What's the name? What's the podcast?
This is Real Life in Real Estate.
This is Real Life in Real Estate.
Yeah.
This is.
No, this is.
Okay.
It's just Real Life in
Real
Real
Life
Estate.
in Real Estate. Okay. Gotcha.
That's real estate for regular people.
For regular folks.
Not investors.
Right.
Right. Not professionals.
Right.
It's just the nuts and bolts of what is title.
Right.
What do you even do?
Right.
Or I interview a home inspector.
Gotcha.
Like, can you tell us what is the better question to ask you, not how much do you cost?
Gotcha.
Because when you're asking inspectors how much do you cost, then that doesn't quantify the value that they're bringing. So what do you bring that's different than someone else?
Gotcha.
And how do you ask a better question than, are you available in 48 hours and how much do I pay you?
Gotcha. Okay. That's interesting. So then the next question will probably be, Then, so let's talk about like your email. So you say you weren't able to track and see what was going on. And,
Well, I could see who opened it,
yeah.
but no one ever got back to me and said,
Nobody
thanks
said-
for that recipe.
Oh, I gotcha.
So even though I think I'm putting a lot of value into it
Right.
that regular people want.
Mm-hmm.
They want a recipe, they want a book, they want to know which parks are open or which are closed, or, hey, I know about this thing that's going on
Right.
at the fair.
Right.
They don't really care about the data of the market.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
I will also throw in client celebrations of, we sold, we're pending, this is listed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just part of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the purpose of the newsletter.
Right.
But I wasn't getting the feeling I'm serving people well.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's great. And I love the fact that you found what works good for you
Yeah.
and also serves your audience as well.
I think so. Plus, then it's 7 minutes
Yeah.
or 20 minutes.
Right.
You can pause it. You
Right.
can stop listening.
Right.
You can pick it up again later. With an email, you might open it, scroll. Oh, the kids asked a question. I put it down and never come back again.
Come back to it. Yeah. Yeah. And see now have you got into like text messaging or anything like that?
I didn't know about it. I've used it in other professions,
Yeah.
but not my thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Hasn't landed for me.
so have you done sales in other professions before?
Sort of. I was a wedding photographer back
okay.
in the day.
Now we're getting into the cross section because I
This is
too
how we
was
overlap.
I too was a wedding photographer
Yes.
at one point in time and a wedding DJ.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so
Yep.
matter of
Mad
fact,
respect for the DJs because you set the tone. People won't party, and I don't have good pictures
Yeah.
unless you guys set the tone.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heartbeat of and I used to get referrals from photographers
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because I knew how to get people on the dance floor.
Oh, and I need them. I need
yeah.
them on the dance floor.
Oh, I'll bust out some yin yang
Yes.
tunes real quick. At a wedding.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah, you
whatever
gotta
it
do it.
takes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Throw on Glenn Miller.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whatever it takes. Get people out there.
Yeah. Exactly. Sweet Caroline works.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Across all generations.
Yes. Forever.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you understood, so you've been in the entrepreneur space,
Yeah.
and you've been in the sales space and the marketing space for a long time.
Yep.
So, so it sounds like you have some general things that you know work really well.
Yeah. Here's
What
the
are
wild
those-
thing. I
Mhm.
also used to be a health and fitness coach. Not
Really?
like personal trainer, but supplements,
Okay.
nutrition training, stuff like that.
Okay.
Lifestyle adjustments. Yeah.
So you guys, there's layers,
There's a lot of layers. When you're this old, you've done a lot of things.
but you don't look like you passed like 40 though. Honestly.
Oh, you're so sweet. The hat hides it. Yes.
The hat. Okay, well keep the hat.
Keep that.
Keep the hat. It's working. It's doing its thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
so what are some things that you some encouraging things you can say to somebody that's just getting started in the real estate?
If you're just getting started in real estate, you got to learn to negotiate. They do not teach you that in school.
Gotcha.
They don't. And some mentors don't worry about it either because you're going to come across a lot of other real estate agents that are going to be win-win agents. We're just here to serve the client. That's all. But there are some clients and some agents who have a competitive style. And in order for them to win, you have to lose.
Right.
Well, but it also might be my client.
That's bad negotiation skills.
It's not just bad. It's not bad negotiation skills, but there's an internal drive that someone has to lose. Now, what if it's your client that is a competitive style person and they need to win? So they have to have a sense that the other side is losing.
Oh.
And if I represent them, how do I do that? Not, of course, ethically. That's
Right.
not too hard.
Right.
But to give that emotional satisfaction,
Right.
that is wild. And they do not teach that.
What do you know about
Yeah.
it? Like, what do you know about it?
Okay, well, I'm just getting into this now
Okay.
because when I got in, I cried for 3 weeks straight over one deal because it was just tearing me up that I felt like I didn't do a good job with my client. Now, my client got the house,
Right.
and we got it at the best price point possible. So
Right.
I did do a good job,
Right.
but I didn't have the feeling that I did a good job.
Gotcha.
So then I've gone on this journey of I need to know more, and then I have to practice more. And if it works in business, it probably works on teenagers.
Gotcha.
And I have teenagers,
Yeah.
so I've got ready material.
Yeah. I've heard that if you can talk to your kid about what you do and they understand,
Yeah.
then you have a good grasp on what it is that you have understand.
Oh, yeah. So the first one is a negotiation book that every real estate agent knows. It's Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He's a former hostage negotiator.
I know that guy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right? It's so great.
I took his class when he had master class.
Oh, it's so good, right?
That master class series that he had.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Never split the difference. Always find out where they're coming from.
Yep.
Try to figure out how you can accommodate what they need.
Yep.
Without backpedaling on what you need.
Yeah.
But just to show that we're both here to do a job.
Exactly.
Right.
And that is a lot of win-win.
You're right.
But also protecting yourself and protecting the outcome, because we don't actually want to split the difference.
Right.
When it's life and death.
Right.
When your teenager is, am I driving tonight or not? Like,
right.
It's New Year's Eve. After
right.
9, you're not driving.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So I just added another book called Negotiation Made Simple.
Okay.
And he gets into the competitive style of negotiation and how to protect your client if it's the counterpart that is the competitor.
Gotcha.
Okay, but what if the client is the competitor? Each one needs to have some sense of winning and a sense of losing, and it's an emotional thing. It's not a numbers thing. Okay, so I'm still experimenting on this with my kids. They won't watch this, so it's fine.
You think.
Well,
right.
That's true.
Yeah, you think.
Hey, guys, guess what I'm doing?
Yeah, and the internet's a wild place now. You've been found out some things, and you're like, oh, I didn't know my mom's on this podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't know this guy, she's talking to this guy, the Tower Lane somewhere. Yeah. But so that's interesting.
So making sure they feel like, especially with the teenagers, I want them to feel like they're winning every time. Even if I'm getting what I want. They need to feel that they are getting what they want.
Right.
Oh, that's complicated.
Right.
Because it involves more than just the empathetic listening, but almost driving further down of what do you really want underneath that?
Right.
What do you really want underneath that? Well, what I really want is maybe independence. What I really want is to know that you trust me.
Right.
Oh, I can probably give that.
Right.
In a better way and still have the boundaries and protection of whatever it is we're talking about.
Because at the end of the day, what I know is that if and that goes back to what you were saying earlier, if I know that you know what I need out of it, and you're willing to accommodate this, a natural human reaction for me to then reciprocate that accommodation. So it becomes like, okay, I see where you're trying to go. You're taking care of me. I'll give you a little bit.
Right? I've got one kid that doesn't want to be told what to do.
Right.
Well, of course he doesn't.
Right.
But parenting is a lot of telling you what to do.
Yeah.
So how do I get the point across without you thinking that I'm telling you what to do? How do I bring this topic up and give casual suggestions? And some of that is dripping like, hey, have you ever considered this?
Right.
Or have you tried that?
Right.
Have you tried this other thing?
Right.
And so he's not being told what to do. Because if I come out and say it like that, it's an instant no.
Right.
Like, okay. All right, well, these are actually good things to use with clients as well and other agents, and being able to say, okay, what do you really want? What does your client really want? Is it the pool that's important, or is it closing costs?
Right.
Which one is the really important one?
Right.
Yeah.
And getting them to stick on that point and being able to deliver on that one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as, well, let me tell you a little bit about the Traffic Link. Okay.
Yes.
So obviously I'm the founder of the Traffic Link. So the Traffic Link is not only an application, but a strategy, a process.
Yeah.
Right. So the Traffic Link as an app provides you with all the technical tools that you need in order to move a campaign forward. Text messaging, email, newsletters, phone calls, phone drops, or phone call drops, or voicemail drops, as you say. All the things that you need, right?
Yeah.
And in a way that keeps it all in one place, so you can get detailed analytics, so you can look into it. Like for instance, if you were sending out emails in my system, I'd be able to tell you who opened it, when, and how long they were on page. So, and then I'd be able to know, did they click this thing or that thing? I have trigger links that tell me.
Oh yeah.
So I get detailed analytics.
Feedback.
Then there's feedback. There's the feedback. So that's the process. So that's the application side, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a founder. I have this app that I have, and I put my clients in this environment that helps them be able to market better, right? Because I believe at the end of the day, I'm high on story. Like
you have to be.
If you can tell the story, then you're gonna get that much further, right? People I believe internally, people are in sync with story. storytelling is what moved humanity forward forever, right? How did you know your grandma was a great violinist? Somebody had to tell you the story, right?
Yeah.
How do you know that? How do you know what success looks like? Somebody had to tell you the story, and then when they told you the story, then you were able to imagine in your own frame what success now looks like for you.
Yeah.
And you go, wait a minute, I think I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yes.
You had to tell yourself the story. Man, you're kind of good at this real estate thing.
Right.
Like
My brother had to tell me the story of, this is what we do. We're serving people.
Right.
And then we get paid.
Right.
Like, okay, I like the serving people part. I like the getting paid part.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And therefore you go, okay, now it's something that you can believe in. Right.
Yeah.
And it's something that's what the traffic link helps tell the story.
Awesome.
It paints the story for my clients so we can look at it together and go, this is where we're succeeding, this is where we're failing, and this is where we can do to be better, right? And oh, wait a minute, I'm seeing a trend over here where people are going to this particular place that this is empty space in some ways, but people are frequent in that area. Maybe we should put something there that's going to help them get to where they want to go faster.
Yeah.
That's the traffic link as the app. The strategy or the system that I use, right? People pay for position and process, right? So the process is, I believe that and every business has traffic. They need some way to capture information. They need somewhere to message or present or give the story.
Yeah.
They need a way for people then to say, I want to join with you in that story. How do I buy? So then here's how you transact money, or here's how you transact value, right? Because I really don't think money is money.
No.
Money is the mediator for value.
Yeah.
That's how I like to look at it. It's a symbol. It's the in-between point. Like if me and you had value to value conversation, or have value to value, then I don't need to give you anything in between. Like I just give you what I think is value, and you give me what you think is value. They used to call that bartering.
I love bartering.
Yeah, back in the day. Right, I don't know if people still do it today, but we don't talk about it like that anymore.
But maybe we should, because I've bartered a few things that have come out really well.
Yes, so that's that right there. So that bartering of value part, that's what I call system 4, right? A system 4 is exchanging value, exchanging money, contracts need to be signed, payment needs to be made. That's system 4. That's that. So to make a payment or take action to make a payment. Then 5 is delivery. That's the delivery system. And then 6 is the follow-up system, right? Follow-up system could be following up on an email, following up on to say, hey, there's something else that we have to offer, right? For you, it might be like, hey, we just closed on this deal. Here's some other vendors in your area that you might find a value.
Exactly. Right? Congratulations, you just moved. By the way, do you need a house cleaner or a fence repairman?
Exactly, yeah. And these are some folks that I know. As a matter of fact, I go to Ignite You with them.
That's right.
I put you right in some good hands.
I vetted them.
Yeah, I vetted them. Yeah, exactly. Personally vetted, approved.
Personally used.
Nickie Robbs approved. Work with these people. So those are the 6 systems that are the process, right? And my position is that I know I can help anybody that has any kind of consultative, any kind of coaching, or any kind of speaking, public speaking, or you get up like you get up and you teach classes. Anybody that has those, I want to partner with those people because I personally feel that you guys have the strongest bonds in the community. Like the work that you do in those positions is so critical to our overall success. Because you guys are what I know as the griots, right?
Okay.
You guys are the ones that tell the story. They help give people the hope they need to move their life forward.
So true.
So I want to partner with you to make that process easier. So that's my position, and I use those 6 steps to help process that position, right? So, and that's what I exchange for value.
That's awesome.
So that's what the traffic link is about, and that's what I'm here at. So I help seasoned coaches, consultants, and public speakers. By leveraging AI and automation to be able to move your message and mobilize your message to the world. That's what I do. So,
awesome.
So that's
yay.
And I like having these conversations. And the reason why I have this podcast called the profit and the link is because I like to show that while people have problems, there's a profit in those problems.
Oh yeah.
Right. And then we're going to talk about the link. Right.
Yeah.
Like in your case, people want to move in. They want to move into a house, or they might need to sell a house,
Yeah.
or they've gotten too old for a house, or they mom and daddy don't want them in the house no more.
Right.
Right. Now you got a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the profit. The profit is going to be position yourself with a product or a house in the market that's going to give you the happiness, the fulfillment, the need, the shelter that you need, right? And you're the link. Yeah.
Because the problem we're going to solve is we're going to shorten your commute time. We're going to make your house more livable. We're going to get the kids out. We're going to bring mom home.
Yes.
Right? There's always a pain point that we're going to solve with this house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what I do. That's what this is all about. So I structure myself in a way that I'm a consultant. I'm a MarTech consultant is what I call myself. So I'm a marketing and technology consultant, right? So where those two meet is where you'll find me. Arms wide open.
Yeah.
Saying, come, let me help you. Let me help you get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you're the hero. I'm the guy.
Love that.
And
you're Red Story brand.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So yeah. So that's where we're going.
Yes.
So that's what I'm here, and that's what we're all about.
That's it.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, in every industry, every business, that's what it's all about.
It is.
It's and no matter how you shade it, or how you color it, right?
Yeah.
It's always going to be a problem, profit, and a link, right? It's always going to be a pain point that you know how to get at least one step down the road further than where they're at, and you can show them how to do that with grace, care, love, compassion, right?
Yeah.
Serving people, right? With that lens, then I think that everybody has to get to that point.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then when you get the faster you get to that point, the more successful you're going to be, the more fulfilled you're going to be, and you're going to make the world a better place through your mission, through your gifts.
Right.
So.
That's it.
Yeah. So that's what we're about.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what we're about.
That's awesome.
So in that same light, so to talk about like some of the mechanics. So I want to talk about the mechanics of what makes Nickie Robbs a successful person that shows up consistently. You talked about consistency earlier, and shows up consistently and is able to deliver value time and time again.
Right. So some of the mechanics is that my CRM system does drip campaigns for me. Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it does have a text and email option if people will let me, if they opt into that. So that's great. Sometimes I get a text message in reply to something I didn't know that I sent because drip campaign.
Right. Right.
They're like, I don't know. I don't think now's the right time. I'm like, what did I say that triggered that response?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that makes sense. How about if I follow up with something even more personal than that? Right? Because usually the point of the drip campaign is to get their attention. And then I can follow up better than the drip campaign.
Right.
So that's fine. The mechanics. Heavy social media presence, Instagram and Facebook, because that is the demographic of my target market.
Got it.
I know I'll have to move to TikTok eventually because that's the up and coming target market, but I'm not there yet.
Right.
There's some logistics that go into that. Podcast and YouTube. So putting it out there, treat every single one as if it's a search engine. Right. Even though Instagram and Facebook tend to be entertainment.
Got it.
So there has to be a few different things leaked out every time.
Right.
It has to be varied. So it's kind of hard to be constantly aware of, okay, I did an entertainment post or reel. Okay, now I'm going to do an educational post, and now I'm going to do a static photo, and now I have to do a video, and then I do my podcast once a week. And getting that sort of bulk loaded so that as I get busier, there's episodes that can just filter in.
Right.
There's all that, and still making the intentional personal connection with the neighbors and people who have taken my class before and coming back and circling around saying, you know what, you took a class last year, you're still qualified for down payment assistance. Just want you to know this is what we're seeing in the market, and now might be a good time to talk to a lender. Where's my numbers now? How are we doing?
That's awesome. So that way you're honestly staying in front of them, keeping them informed. So, but you said something right there that I found to be pretty interesting. It's like checking in with people that didn't. So I have this thing called process abandonment.
Oh,
Right?
it's so important
Yeah.
that you don't abandon the
Yeah,
process.
the process, right. And I like how you said you follow up with people say, hey, you started the
Yeah.
process. You took the home on it. Like that doesn't go
Exactly.
away.
No,
right?
it doesn't go away. You
Right.
don't have to requalify.
You don't have
You're
to
doing
requalify.
good.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to have a meeting.
Yeah.
Right. Let's schedule some time. We can
Exactly.
talk. Find out where you're
Yeah.
at.
And that's one of my scars from previous industries.
Yeah.
Of not following up with people.
Yeah.
And people would drill into my head, the fortune is in the
In the
follow-up.
follow-up, yes.
I'm going to gag if someone says that again.
I'm gonna say it right now. The fortune's in the follow-up.
I
Nikki.
know, but
Did you know
now I'm
that?
living it and I get it. But in a previous industry, some of that follow-up was really hard to get the messaging just right.
Just right.
Because I'm not trying to say, I know you gained 5 pounds.
Right.
I'm not trying to say
Right.
that I know you fell off the wagon a couple months
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
Like, how do you say that and still serve people and
Yeah.
check in with people? And it got weird. It got
Yeah.
hard. And
Yeah.
so this is so much easier because it's never shame or guilt or condemnation when I'm just saying, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
It's literally just human interest.
Yeah.
I care about you.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Do you ever run into that place where you start to feel like you're becoming bothersome for people? And how do you deal with that?
I back off.
You back off.
If I'm annoying me,
Right.
then
Then
I'm not having fun.
yeah, I got
And
you.
I'm only going to do this from a place of I love what I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Does anybody that you work with, like maybe are they giving you that feeling?
No. And that's the other thing. It's kind of like branding. It's like as soon as you hate your logo, that's
Right.
when people know it.
Yeah, yeah,
So, like,
yeah,
well, great, I'm changing my logo this
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
But that's for different reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, usually no one will ever tell you to stop following up.
Mm,
It's not going to happen.
yeah.
But if I can't do it from a place of I love my job,
Right.
then I'm going to give that vibe.
You're gonna get that.
I don't
vibe
want
out.
them to get
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I want them to always hear, I love my job and I care about you.
Mhm.
And if I'm giving any other vibe, then I just shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. I hear you on that. Let's see where we're at. Okay.
We're having too much fun.
Yeah, we are having a good time. Yeah, I mean, especially for a first-time conversation, you wouldn't know it.
I know, but we
Right.
have so much overlap.
Yeah, we have a lot of overlap.
Right, between all the gear stuff,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
I used to be a wedding photographer.
Yeah.
I retired in 2016 to full-time homeschool.
Okay.
But I did health coaching from 2012 to 2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 8 years.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Did you do that primarily from home?
Oh, yeah. 100%
Okay.
from home.
100%
yeah.
from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I got my start early on in graphic design.
Oh.
Yeah, I can show you this picture
Yeah.
on my. I'll show you. There's a picture. I'll have to superimpose this on the video, but there's a picture in here I can show you of when I was when maybe I was like 15, 16 years old, and
And you keep it in your phone?
well, I took a picture of it to be in my phone for moments like this, because this is one of my favorite stories to tell. So I was very young and really ambitious, and I wanted to get into graphic design or do art. I wanted to do art as a career. And prior to this, when I was in 7th grade, they told me that I couldn't do art as a career because I'll never get paid. So I'm one of those people that if you tell me no, I'm gonna find a yes.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah.
I was trying my best to prove them wrong. And in about the 10th grade, 9th grade, I got an opportunity to go and learn how to do graphics on a computer.
And that was a while ago.
And that was a while ago. And as soon as I find this article, I'll show you where it says, I am a desktop publisher. Do you remember that term?
I do. I remember that.
You remember a desktop publisher?
Right.
Before graphic designer was a thing.
Yeah.
Like there was always graphic designers, but they were more like, they weren't called graphic designers. I think they was called and something like illustrators, but like industrial illustrators or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I forget the name, but anyway, yeah. On this article it says I'm a desktop publisher. And I just thought that was so funny when
I mean,
I
that
looked at
was
that.
up there with being able to say you self-published a book, that you own your own business. I mean, that was a big deal. That title really meant something.
Yeah.
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 So I'm gonna see if I can find it. Maybe I'll have to show you afterwards.
Yeah.
I'll show you afterwards. But nonetheless, I'll show you guys. You guys probably already saw it by now. But if you didn't see it and you're hearing this audio, then go on the YouTube, the traffic link, and the YouTube, and look at this video, and find this photo. You're gonna get a kick out of it. Total baby face.
Really?
Yes. I didn't stop having a baby face till I was probably like 30. And I'm older than that now. Yeah, I'm older than that now. So
Me too.
yeah, but so that's I started off doing that, and that's how I got my start.
Yeah.
Graphic design became web design, and web design became web development, and web development became software engineer.
Yeah.
Then I started doing a software engineer, but along the way I had picked up a camera.
Yeah.
And I started shooting, and I started, like in business, there's certain skills you pick up along the way out of necessity.
Yep.
And as a graphic designer, I always needed photography,
Right.
but I couldn't afford to go hire the next photographer,
Yeah.
especially back then when photographers were a
Film.
premium, a film. And
Early digital.
Yeah, but no, this is before digital.
Okay.
This is before digital. Matter of fact, I started picking up the camera around the time they started going digital.
Yeah.
There's so many stories I could talk about.
Oh, right. Yep.
Like, cause
Same here.
I remember having the camera where you had like the little cassette that went inside the video camera.
Yes.
You know, the little
guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, not the audio tapes, but you remember the little.
Yes, they're little video cassettes.
The little video cassettes.
The mini.
Yeah, and they went in the side of the camera.
Uh-huh.
And you put it in.
Yeah.
I remember having to rip the videos from the camera into the computer. Did you ever do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean,
Yep.
we're just talking about history, like technology.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but so I picked that stuff up along the way, and then I started having a love for video and photography.
Yeah.
Right, and that became a major player in my whole life.
Yeah.
And so matter of fact, that's how I met Angie, because
Okay.
we were down in Seattle at this place called Creative Live.
I love Creative Live.
You know about Creative
I
Live?
love Creative Live.
How do you
Love
know about
Chase
Creative-
Jarvis.
Yeah, Chase Jarvis. How you know about?
Gosh, how do you not know about Chase Jarvis?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, so back when Creative Live got started.
Yeah.
Oh, that's basically free education.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, and I would just soak up anything that I could that was
Yes.
free.
Yes.
If it's free, I'm getting
eating
it.
it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
am right there.
Yeah.
I will like record videos
Yeah.
and watch them at the gym. I'll do anything.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and then Sue Bryce came.
Sue Bryce. Yes. Yes.
Changed everything.
Hey, you want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
Sue Bryce liked my video today.
No.
No lie.
Oh my gosh.
Sue Bryce liked my video today.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Okay.
It's
Fangirl moment.
today. Look, I'll show you. She liked my video today. I'll show you. Where's it at?
It's probably in the they and someone else.
right.
No, wait.
Hold on. Let me show you. I'm sorry, you guys.
Darn
This is totally
notifications.
this is not good for video. Right. Let me see. How do you go back there? Let me go to it. Then
Right, liked by and 15 others, and that's me. That's Sue Bryce.
that's Sue Bryce. Like right there, Sue Bryce. You can see it right there.
You guys.
Yeah, Sue Bryce.
You don't even know.
Yeah, Sue Bryce.
Sue Bryce.
Sue Bryce. Yeah.
I could just say that word all day.
Yeah. So she'd like the video today.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yeah.
Took one of her
Thank you,
classes.
Angie. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah,
So-
what Chase Jarvis was doing at Creative Live just really expanded
It
the
did.
world of photography and how we were getting educated at the
Right.
time, because like, I only went to 2 conventions and they
Right.
sucked all my money,
Right.
and I didn't get $3,000 worth of education out of it.
Right.
But Creative Live, I was getting
You-
thousands of dollars worth of education and not spending that much.
I remember when Billie Jean came. Yeah, I remember Billie Jean came to Creative Live. I had got because I got in good with the folks down at Creative Live. Like they say, Xavier wants to be in the audience. Xavier's coming to come to be in the audience.
Got to
right?
be in the audience?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I had little kids. I could never leave.
I
I
got
could
to
never
be in the
make
audience.
it.
I got to be in the audience.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the day when Billie Jean was coming, and this is about the time when I'm starting to make that turn into digital marketing as like, this is 2018, 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. Actually, it was 2019. It was March 2019. I remember I was starting to make that turn towards being doing digital marketing and doing like and learning about marketing automation and learning about that type of stuff. This is early marketing automation before marketing automation was really known. I have a whole nother story about
like when I was totally thrilled that I could write up an email and send it later.
Yes.
Like,
that's
old news now.
Yes,
but.
old news now, right? But yeah, he came and I got sick the day when he was supposed to show up.
Oh my god!
And I was sick on the inside, like oh man,
right?
I'm like I had
Your soul is sick. Oh.
I was so. This was 2018. This was 2018, and I was so mad. I was like, oh man, I had took the days off work. You know, ready to go down here, and like the night before, I was just done.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was done. Oh, and but yeah, so what Chase was doing during that time was crazy, right?
It was amazing.
It was amazing, and then when he stopped doing it, I was kind of blown away. I was hurt a little bit. You know, I went by there not that long ago, like earlier in 2023, like sometime in 2023, I went by there, and the building's gone. The building, the actual building is gone.
Oh
like
my
feel like that was hollowed ground.
Yeah.
For what he was doing. Right. I mean, that was phenomenal.
It was a sweet spot in time.
It was a sweet spot in time.
Yeah.
But it also highlighted where things are going to go for service providers.
Yeah.
Did you catch that too from it?
I think so.
Did you start to notice that? Service providers need to do more education around what they're providing. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Definitely.
And they need to be able to put things in membership portals so that people can, on their own time, go and learn what you're doing and be able to binge on what you're able to do, right? Yeah. So your content creation and your content strategy takes on a whole new shade because now you're creating not only for your present but for your future. Right. And you want to have a repository, a place where people can go and like imbibe. They can imbibe in what it is that you're doing, right? Like they can go and like binge out.
Where having a presence on YouTube and podcasts, having some method of consuming your content is so important. Yes. That social media is not enough. Yes. You have to have another way to educate and to put yourself in front of people and be able to offer a service for free on their terms. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And if you can do that and at the same time intersplice them, give them the opportunity to engage with you deeper, you have a winning formula. Yeah. So do you have that kind of system set up now?
This is in the beginning stages, yes.
Where is your tripwire, I guess? So where you go, okay, if you want to work with me as your real estate agent, where does your ask fall into the place? Into place with
maybe you can help me define that better because right now it's I need you to know me. That's all I'm doing. You need to know me. You need to know me. You need to know me. You need to know who I am and where I am and what I do. Okay, you need to know me. And then is the time right for you? Right. So then I offer these classes and I offer buyer consultations and listing consultations but you have to kind of know that you're headed that direction. And so having that defining moment, I'm not sure to help people define the time is now, other than to keep on dripping, is the time right for you? Right. So yeah, I'm not sure where that point is, but then at the buyer consult or the listing consult, which are always free, always no strings attached. I don't have any expectation that you're going to hire me. Right. And I will encourage you to do this with at least 2 other real estate agents. Right. There's no guarantee I'm the right person for you. Right. And the package that I bring to serve you may not be right for you. You should interview a couple, just like lenders, just like inspectors, just like plumbers. So at our consultation, I think I bring enough me and I bring enough you. I've identified your pain point and how we're going to solve that. I think I do a good job. Yeah. You know.
You let the market tell you if you are or not. Yeah. Yeah. The feedback that you get from people.
I need feedback. Yeah. If you hire me, then clearly
that's the
I did a good job.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that just including like a little blurb at the end of your content or at the top of your content to have a conversation, deeper conversation about how real estate can work for you.
So to drive it back into the circle of message me.
Yeah, and message you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that wouldn't be hard.
No, it's not hard at all. And that's what I found is like a lot of times, and this is really hard for me because I'm a big thinker. You see the size of my head? It's huge, right?
I knit my own hats so that they're more comfortable. I'll knit you one too. We got the extra large hats going on.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I have a tendency to overthink it, right? I have
for sure,
overcomplicate
overthink, yes.
it, but really, it's the little tweaks that make the difference. You know, just have a consistent, something that you consistent.
Something consistent. Have small rungs of success.
Yes.
So that I know, oh, if I am this consistent for this long,
Right.
it is inevitable
Right.
that I will get a listing.
Yes,
Inevitable.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And just put the ask out there, like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, I want to work with you because I feel like I'm the best the best for you.
Right.
I feel that way. Now,
I feel that way because, like, I know this neighborhood, or I know your pain.
Right.
Maybe I don't know the neighborhood, but I know your pain.
Yeah.
And I know how it feels, and I can empathize, and I know the solution to it.
Right.
And together, we're gonna get there.
You're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would be the only tweak I would say.
Yeah.
Like other than that, you're running a system that works for you.
Let's run.
Like it can
Yeah.
always be optimized. Let's
Oh,
not
I love
be-
that.
let's-
Yes.
let's
There's
not be
nothing that
fooled.
is perfect.
Right. Exactly. And as things are changing and technology is changing,
Oh.
there's better ways to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes it's exhausting.
Yeah. Exhausting.
Like, what I have to learn. I have to learn what the algorithm is favoring.
Right.
I have to learn that I have too much entertainment and
Right.
not enough education.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just figure that out. And if you can put that in a process or a system that runs on its own, then you really won.
I hope so.
Yeah. Then you really won.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's you know, that's things to be discovered. And maybe we can have a conversation and like
be fun.
lay it out and like, this is what's working for me.
Yes.
These are my pain points.
Yeah.
This is where I want to get better at. But where can people find you at?
Oh, well, find me on Instagram at Nickie_sells_homes, Nickie Sells Homes. It's really hard to get it wrong, though, because my first name is Nickie.
Right. Right.
If you just do that,
You do that
you're probably
alone.
going to find me
Yeah.
because it's such a unique
It's a
spelling.
Unique
So
spelling.
It doesn't
I was just
matter.
getting ready to say spell it
Yeah.
for them. It's like, you know, I
Yep.
know you have a different.
That's right.
spelling.
Nickie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything with that.
Yeah.
And then Sells Homes or Rob's Homes.
Right. Yeah.
You'll be
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, all right,
Yep.
cool. And then your podcast is
Real Life and Real Estate.
Real Life in Real Estate.
Yep. And
Okay.
then YouTube, I think, is Real Life and Real Estate. But I can't remember because it's new.
Okay. All right. Well, just look. You have it listed in your social.
Exactly. Everything is
right?
linked everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
why I don't have to know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a system.
That's
right?
right.
The system is there to bear your infirmities.
That's right.
In marketing. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Shores
just-
up all the weaknesses.
Shores
right
up all
there.
the weaknesses, gives sight to your blind spots. Yeah, all that. Yeah. So, all right. Well, Nickie, Ray,
That
I
was a
appreciate
hoot.
the conversation.
That was so much fun.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm glad that we had.
I've
a chance to
definitely
talk.
never recorded a first time meeting before.
Yeah. You want to know the content hack?
What?
This is it.
This is it. Okay. Do it again.
Yeah. This is the content hack. Why not record yourself?
Yeah.
Talking to somebody if they're okay being on camera,
Oh yeah.
right? Because it becomes content for the both of you,
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah, that's how Sue Bryce ended liking my video,
Yeah.
because it was a collaboration on Instagram.
And
Your people don't know my people. My people don't know your
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
But if we get to know each other, we bring the world together.
that's right. And that's a
Right.
big motivation for getting my clients to be on the podcast.
Right.
Because I want them to tell their story in their words. I
Right.
don't want to tell their story.
Right.
I think their story is amazing and it will trigger heartfelt responses from a lot of people.
Right.
Not only their family and friends being able to hear their story again and again, but also other people, maybe former neighbors or current neighbors, will be like, oh, that's how you got here? That is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And celebrate with them. Like,
Exactly.
I just need you to be on Zoom for a little while.
Just a little bit.
not
Just
hard.
a smidge. Yeah.
It's just Zoom.
Yeah, just Zoom. Yeah. Hey, be in your comfort. Just make sure you're good from the waist up.
Oh yeah, we're in pajamas from the waist down
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time. Yep.
Yep.
Dog at my feet. Yep.
Yeah.
Every
It's-
time.
It's real life happening
That's
down
right.
here.
Yeah. I dress up for this though.
Yeah. All right, Nickie, well, appreciate it.
Yes, that was
All
a lot
right.
of fun.